Welcome to the review for homework end of investigation 3. We finished investigation 3 and there's just a few problems that I wanted you to work on to make sure that we understood it. They're regarding scale factor, area, and then there's some review percent and decimal problems. You were assigned ACE problems 19 through 21 and 25 through 27. The first problem says suppose a rectangle B is similar to rectangle A. The scale factor from A to B is 4. What's the area of rectangle B? There's a couple ways you can do this. First, you can look at A and see that A is a 3 by 4 rectangle. Our scale factor is 4, so we would take our 3 by 4, multiply each of them by 4, and you get a 12 by 16 rectangle. You can then find the area by multiplying 12 by 16 and getting 192. Or you can figure that the original area is 12. The new area is going to be, if your scale factor is 4, your new area is going to be 4 squared times bigger, or 16. So you could say 12 times 16 is 192. So there's two different ways you could have found that answer. Suppose rectangle E has an area of 9 square centimeters, and rectangle F has an area of 900 square centimeters. The two rectangles are similar. What is the scale factor from rectangle E to rectangle F? Now, a couple ways again you could do this one. You could say that if your area is 9 square centimeters and your new one is 900 square centimeters, that means it's 100 times bigger. And if your area is 100 times bigger, then your scale factor is the scale of that 100 times bigger, or 10. So your area was 9, now it's 900, F is 100 times more, so the scale factor square is 10. You probably could also figure it out that maybe a 9 is a 3 by 3, and then the other one's a 30 by 30, and then the scale factor would be 10 that way too. So there's a couple ways you could do that one. 21, suppose that x and y are similar. The dimensions of x are 5 by 7, and the area of rectangle y is 140 square centimeters. What are the dimensions of rectangle y? Okay, we know that they're similar. We know that the area of the first one is 5 times 7, which is 35. The area of the second one is 140. So we need to know how many times bigger 140 is than 135. So you take 140 and divide it by 35, and you get 4. So rectangle Y is 4 times the area of rectangle X. If it's 4 times the area, then the scale factor is the scale factor is the square root of 4, which would be 2. So that's one way you can say your scale factor is 2. So if your original one was 5 by 7, then your new one must be 10 by 14. So use the fact that the area is the square of the scale factor. So if your area is 4 times bigger, your scale factor is 2. If your area is 16 times bigger, your scale factor is 4. Let's see, our secret word will be conferences, because don't forget to have your parents sign up for conferences with your period 4 teacher. So conferences. And now we're just doing review. Straight review, equivalent fractions, find the number that makes the equivalent fraction. 1/3 is the same as 3/6. 5/6 is the same as 20/24. 3/4 is the same as 6/8. 8/12 is the same as 2/3. 3/5 is the same as 60/100. 6/4 is the same as 15/10. And if you can't remember how to do that, let's go back to the 1/2 equals 3/6. You say what number times 1 would give you 3. So 1 times 3 is 3. If I multiply the numerator by 3, then I have to multiply the denominator by 3, so 2 times 3 is 6. Over here, 6 times what number gives you 24? 4, so 5 times 4 is 20. Just remember, you have to multiply your numerator and the denominator by the same number. Okay? This is making sure that you understand copy size factor in whole numbers, decimal numbers. So how does a copy size factor relate to a whole number? 200% is 2. 50% is 1/2 or 0.5, 150% is 1.5, 125% is 1 in 2500ths, 75% is 7500ths, and 25% is 2500ths. Write each fraction as a decimal and a percent. So if you have a fraction and you want to make it a decimal, the first thing you need to do is remember to get over a power of 10. So something over 10, over 100, over 1,000. So 2/5 is the same as 40/100ths or even 4/10ths. But 40/100ths is 40%, which is 4/10ths. So again, I guess because we're going to percents, we're going to want it over 100. 3/4 is 75/100ths or 75% or 75/100ths. 3/10ths is 30/100, 30%, 3/10ths. 1/4 is 25 hundredths, 25%, 25 hundredths. 7/10 is 70 hundredths, 70%, 7/10. 7/20 is 35 hundredths. We want to get over that hundreds, which is 35% or 35 hundredths. 4/5 is 81 hundredths, 80%, 8/10. 7/8, that's one of those ones you kind of have to remember, but it's 87.5 hundredths or 87.5%, or 875 thousandths. 3/5 is 61 hundredths, 60%, 6/10. 15/20 is 75 hundredths, 75%, 75 hundredths. So there you go. That's good review for decimals, fractions, percents, and all that kind of stuff. Thank you, and see you in class. Bye.